No, no ghosts showing themselves to you.
Not yet, man. But don't tell me about those. I don't want to know.
All right, and welcome to another
You can tell
episode
me after.
of the Fan Asia. We are, I believe, on episode 31, if I'm not mistaken. Wow, 31 episodes already. Don't forget,
31.
this is powered by podmetrics.co. If you're starting a podcast or you have one in place already, monetize it. All you have to do is key in the referral code the fan. That's THEFAN. One word. Please do like, subscribe, share this podcast, and you can actually follow us on IG, Twitter, Facebook at the Fan Asia. All right, my name is Tourney. Along with us once again, we have the regulars. We have Jinno, Rufino, Chris Newsome, and Javier Delgado. It is the playoffs. I am so excited. Woohoo!
Playoffs.
But before we
I'm a
get to
little worried,
NBA,
but,
before we get to NBA, Chris, what are the updates? You are in Ilocos, right?
Yeah, many locals in Fort Ilocana. It's pretty nice up here. It's been really nice, but we had to come up here for our training camp. We're here for about 10 days. We're the first team in the PBA to actually resume training. So that's nice. It's nice to actually be on the court with more than 4 people, for the first time. So we can actually run 5-man drills and play 5-on-5 a little bit and just kind of have a little bit of what, a normal life was like before everything kind of happened. So this is a good place for us to build our team chemistry, just kind of retouch with everybody and get that feeling back.
How's
And
people
it's nice
moving?
that we
How are the players moving? How are you feeling? Are you like I worked out the other
better.
day and I was like,
Yeah.
oh God, why did I run?
Yeah. Actually, I mean, everybody is in pretty good shape and they came out better than I thought. Of course, there's a couple air balls and, like just people recalibrating and getting the feel back, but that's pretty normal. We didn't really go too much up and down 5-on-5 today. We're going to do more of that tomorrow because, of course, you don't want to get people hurt either. So we're really taking a methodical approach to it. But, everyone here is in shape, man. I'm impressed. A lot of the guys that needed to drop weight dropped weight. They look good and they're moving well. And if anything, the guys that had injuries just had time to kind of get that taken care of and do the proper rehab without the pressure of trying to perform as well. So again, I think everyone's ready. The PBA is getting ready, and I think everyone's excited just to finally play basketball again.
was it a little bit strange with the first time you look down the court and you see like 9 other people there? You're like
Man,
running a fast break.
yeah, it's strange just like being able to pass the ball to one another because even in our 4-on-4, you had to shoot it, go get your own rebound,
Yeah.
and then go back to the end of the line, but still stay distance. So we're actually near each other somewhat. We can pass the ball to each other, and then it's just weird, but it's fun. It's definitely fun and exciting. Haven't really felt this feeling in a long time, so definitely excited to start.
When is it going to start? For those that don't know,
officially, the PBA will resume games, I believe, June 22. Yeah, June 22. After Gilas, I think the Gilas bubble will end the 20th, and we'll resume right after that. So excited. I think the rest of the teams are going to start probably this Thursday because they're all finishing up their test and then have to finish their quarantine period, home quarantine. And so once they finish that, I think you'll start seeing all the other teams start. But since we knocked it out early, that's why we were able to get out of town early. So
smart.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
Smart. Yeah, definitely smart. At this point, you can use any advantage that you can.
Was there any hesitation on some players to do 5-on-5, or you were like, nah, let's do it? That's fine.
Not really, because the reason why we even came here in the first place is because it's MGCQ, right? So it's already safer than Manila, and I think that already takes a lot of questions out of the players' minds that they don't have to worry about the exposure, the high exposure of Manila, and the players going home or going to the grocery store, things like that, right? That anything that puts you at high exposure. Being out here, we can't go anywhere. We have our own personal bubbles. Yeah, I mean, the team bubble here at the hotel, no one else is here. And we literally can't leave here. We can just go straight to the gym and then we come right back here. But I mean, it's a nice hotel. Jinno, you've been here before. There's a lot of space. There's a lot to do. They have the golfing. They have like an archery range here. I didn't even know that. They have the beachfront, which we made good use of. We got Diego that puts us through some good workouts out there. So we're definitely making the most of the opportunity while we have it.
Yeah. Well, looking forward to the results. Hopefully sooner than later.
Right, and this could be it.
You're not allowed to bring up.
Stay healthy.
No +1 there. No +1.
No +1s. Nah, definitely not. Nah, definitely
no
not.
one
That's a big,
anyone over. There's no one snuck
that's a
one
big
over.
no-go.
No.
Nah.
For the Daniel House.
The Daniel House effect.
Right. No Daniel Houses yet.
But would you?
I think you'll see those come out probably like day 9, day 8,
wow.
day 9.
Would you do?
They're waiting.
Would you rat out anyone if you saw anyone?
Hell no, I would never snitch. What?
Okay.
Nah, what kind of question is that?
Housekeeping comes at like 3 a.m. You're like, yo, what's going on? Housekeeping coming in at 3 a.m.
The casino dealers going to that side of the hotel.
Yeah, right. Hey, but this hotel's it's definitely you can tell there's some history here.
Oh yeah.
So you got a feeling that a lot happened. There's a lot that happened here.
Can you smell Jinno Rufino in the walls of
I don't know if I can smell Jinno, but I can smell a lot. There's a lot that happened here for sure.
Yeah.
I just hope
Smell
my
the
bed sheets was
history.
clean. That's for sure.
Jinno, I want to
wow.
ask you, so let's move on to NBA. How'd you feel with the Lakers having their banner?
It was weird. I mean, I know they saved it for the fans to be back in Staples, but there was, not even half, right? There weren't even 50% capacity. But it's just nice to see the banner. It was nice to see something a celebration that should have taken place earlier this year, but because of the pandemic, it didn't. But it's what is it? 17 now for LA, 17 LA, 17 for the Celtics, and I'm looking forward to number 18 this season.
Yeah. Did you see how was it JaVale McGee? Did he get his ring? Did they give him his ring? Right?
Yeah, whenever the Nuggets played in LA.
Yeah.
They even gave one to, I think, DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, they did.
And
They did.
Troy Daniels.
Yeah. And
what's crazy? The Laker girls even got one.
Oh wow.
So there's but they're the quality of the rings are different, right? So what the Laker girls get, what the staff get. There's even some interns that have gotten rings.
Yeah.
I know an assistant of an assistant in San Antonio who got a ring.
I think there's tiering, Chris. When the Raptors won, so you can buy it, the actual ring, either white gold, platinum. You can have the real diamonds, or it depends on your budget. So there's rings that are $1,000.
There's like a template.
Yeah, and then there's the I think they call it it's like a knockoff of the real thing of a higher value ring. It's still
replica,
a replica. So it's not as of higher value. It's around $300-$400. So it's pretty. I mean, for me, I would have bought one at that time, but I think and eventually I just kind of said, it's not. I'm not. Where am I gonna wear it? It's not like I can wear that thing. It's huge. It's heavy. One of my friends, who works for the Raptors open gym, they gave him one, but when I put it on, it was like, there's no way you're gonna wear this. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. But it might be the only ring that we get in the next couple in my lifetime, maybe. The way I look at
True.
it.
And then for people like that, it's more of a collector's item.
Yeah.
Similar to like a trading card or whatever.
Yeah.
Like memorabilia.
Yeah,
It's like that.
I'll get one. Maybe I think I
It's a
should.
piece of history. It's a piece of history. I mean, like,
For sure.
look at all the people who are Knicks fans who were born after 1973. They never witnessed the Knicks win a chip.
Speaking of Knicks, congratulations to them. I think, Javier, you mentioned how it's been 8 years?
8 years?
How does it
And
feel
Melo,
not to make it anymore? To not make the playoffs?
actually,
not
this
not
is the
to
first
pour,
time in 8 years the Rockets don't make it.
Yeah, not to
You
pour.
said the Raptors too, right?
No,
But it's nice because I finally get to watch the playoffs without stress, with no emotional. I'm just watching it like as a fan of the game.
As a fan, yeah.
Not like
for sure.
pulling, getting gray hair and drinking alcohol in between timeouts. Like, I get to watch the game just by watching the game.
I'm sure it was
kind of reminded me when it was during the Laker three-peat era. I was just watching it basically like from a basketball fan's perspective.
Yeah.
But if you had to pick a team to root for this year, who would it be?
Actually, good question, Chris. Just some teams I have a soft spot now for Phoenix because I feel bad for Chris Paul. Same thing with Brooklyn because I feel bad.
Don't talk to Jinno. They're gonna be out.
I have a soft spot for like Dame's team, Portland, because he's never won it. Yeah. There's a bunch of teams that I'd like to see how far the Mavs can take it. Or the Wiz with Bradley Beal.
How come you are not saying the Nuggets? Come on, Habs.
I wasn't even done with it. I said
Lakers.
What I like about the Nuggets the most is like this is a different team from last year. Last year, Jamal Murray exploded like a meteor in the bubble, and as much as all these Steph Curry MVP chants are going, Joker deserves it hands down, like statistically and just winning so many games without a lot of his core teammates, without Jamal Murray, without Monte Morris, without Thrill. He's really the MVP this year, and I think he's more driven this season than he was last.
Yeah, and then I think he's accepted the role. Before it was kind of up in the air, right? Like, is Jamal Murray going to be the guy fourth quarter take over? He's our franchise type of player, or is it going to be Jokic? And I think this year he definitely accepted it. And, like you were saying, even though the injuries happened, the team is still productive because he's there. He's the center. So that shows that he is the real MVP.
He is. And what I like also about like how the seedings are this year, it really shows that the NBA has parity. For a while, it was always Golden State for 5 years, and everyone else was just like roadkill. But you're seeing small market teams like Phoenix, like Utah, like Denver, being like really good this year, and it helps that small market fan base.
Especially
is Brooklyn considered a small market?
Would Brooklyn be? Maybe when they were New Jersey, they were a small market. But I think Brooklyn, they're big market.
Technically, they're still New York.
Yeah.
So
but like the Knicks fans is like a brand name. They haven't been in the playoffs for 8 years, so they must be ecstatic, just being in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Even being a fourth seed, I didn't even pick them to be in the playoffs this year, honestly.
I don't think many people did.
It's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, I won't age this playoffs compared to the past 8 years. That's for one.
I want to ask, speaking we're talking about playoffs, and Houston not making it, the Raptors, it's 8 years, 8 seasons, always been in the playoffs. Now we,
Spurs might not make it either.
Even the past few games are just frustrating, just to watch. And it's just upsetting. It's like some of the games they didn't even want to win. Like they were just like effing around, like, Maybe it is because they're stuck in Florida. I like to think that, home court, no matter where you're playing, but home court is special, especially Toronto. The Scotiabank Theater is loud. It's familiarity, and not being home. It kind of defeats the purpose of having being home. Being the favorite when you're playing against another team. So I want to ask Jinno though, how did he feel when the Lakers weren't playoff contenders? Like, how was that feeling? You're always so associated with the Lakers and them being in the playoffs, and then people hating on the Lakers, people hating on Kobe. I remember like the tweets were like, some people are like mean, man. Twitter is like hater country, man. They hate.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
You know what? Was it one guy said Twitter is like reading the stuff that's written on the wall while you're taking a leak in a public toilet.
Yeah, it is, man.
It's true.
It is, right?
That is true.
Without leaving your phone number.
How can you not be triggered? You know what I mean? Especially if if it's someone that you're not, resonating with. Okay, fine. You can hate all you want, but I mean, if it's a team, a player that that you adore, you love, or you're a fan of, it can be, man. It just.
Yeah, I mean, but there's some people who really just target you, like they at you. Yeah. You don't even know who they are, and then they just at you.
Is that Ace Ramos?
But Ace does it for fun, right?
Yeah,
like, and I know it. But there's random people who I don't know.
Yeah,
and I'm like, what the fuck? like if Chris adds me, I'll find it funny. If the Nuggets end up beating the the Lakers in the playoffs, I'll be like, this bastard, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll accept it.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like, but the thing is, you put yourself out there also because people know what fan.
True.
You're a fan of a certain team or a certain player or what. And that's cool, and it's fair game. It's fair game. It's just annoying sometimes because you're already pissed off that your team lost, and then you have people trying to just keep on
rubbing it.
How hard was it when the Lakers consecutively? Just they weren't in the playoff contention. I mean,
when like years ago?
Yeah, years ago.
Oh, I didn't care. I knew it was a rebuilding phase. I didn't. I watched games. I didn't even know the score. Like okay. I would watch. I wouldn't know like how many points the Lakers would be down because I would watch it, looking at the development of guys like Jordan Clarkson, of Brandon Ingram, of Julius Randle, D'Angelo Russell, and
Brian Kelly,
Nance Jr. All those guys. I'd watch how they develop. And that's all I really cared about. I didn't care about whether they won or lost because I knew they were going to probably lose more than win. And why would you put yourself in that position and invest too much of your energy knowing full well it's a rebuilding time for the franchise that you root for? But that's why I kind of wanted that young core to stay because I wanted to see how they developed and how they would eventually try and be one of the NBA's elite. But if you get Anthony Davis, you do that.
If you were to keep the four that were traded, who would you have kept?
One of the four?
Well, 4 of the 8. 4 of the 8.
Yeah. Well, we
so,
lost.
You still got Jason Hart. You got Zubac. You got
yeah. So one of the young core is what you're asking.
Yeah. Who
I would want for
keep.
This current team, or who I just want in general?
No, just for this current team.
I think they could have used JC
more than Randle
or Ingram.
I would take Randle over Montrez.
I was about to say like they already have Montrez. Randle's definitely better.
Yeah,
but I think for what the Lakers need, they needed another guard who can come in there or another shot creator, right? And Brandon Ingram would be a good choice too. But I think JC was that guy who would provide that energy off the bench when they start to become a little stagnate on offense, and they would without LeBron and AD for a lot of parts of the season, they needed an extra scoring punch, and sometimes Kuz wasn't enough. Some of the other guys just weren't.
Most times.
Most
Most times. Right? So sometimes they didn't have enough offense, and they could have used somebody to create those shots.
and ball handling.
And I think he would have.
I don't think we have enough.
And I think he would have still been okay with AD and LeBron back, whereas Julius Randle would not be as effective with both AD and LeBron back. I think he would lose some touches. I think he wouldn't be able to be as ball dominant as we would want to be. So I think JC would have been an easy fit with AD and LeBron, and even without AD and LeBron. And plus, I'm also a little partial to JC more than the other players.
Yeah. But even from a development standpoint, though, you can argue that none of the players would be how they are today just because they had to go through, that getting away, that detachment from one another in order to become, their best selves. Because like Ingram wouldn't flourish like he did. Randall wouldn't flourish like he is now. JC wouldn't flourish like he is now without, them splitting up. If they stay together, someone's not going to get the same, attention. So I think it happened to the best of everyone, including Lonzo. I definitely feel like it all worked out for them. But if I did have to choose one, I would agree with Jinno and say JC. I feel like he's just a really, really natural scorer, and how he's developed. I feel like out of all the players, he's the one that I was almost sure about the development. I was pretty sure that he was going to develop into a great player, especially being around Kobe and LeBron, right? And so whenever you see greatness, that automatically that puts you that much closer to what you need to do. So I would say JC as well, for sure.
And the nice thing about JC compared to all the other three Lakers like Zoe, Randall, Ingram, and even D'Lo, he was a second round pick, right?
D'Lo too. I forgot about D'Lo.
Everyone else were like in the top 10s.
Everyone else except for Josh Hart was.
Josh Hart. Yeah.
D'Lo couldn't get off Instagram live, right? Was it Instagram?
But he was young. He was a kid back then.
Yeah, but I mean, D'Lo also became an all-star when he left.
With Brooklyn.
All of them developed.
Like
Chris said, very well when they were apart.
Do you think Jinno,
if Kobe developed after Eddie Jones was traded?
If you think Jinno, let's say like in an alternate universe, if a small market team drafted the exact same group, Randall, Ingram, Hart, Clarkson, Zubac, D'Lo, and then kind of made it like an OKC. Do you think that could have been a possibility? With the right coach, the right GM, let's say like the Spurs were the ones who drafted them.
I mean, a lot of it has to do with culture, right? A lot of it has to do with the team culture, with the coaching staff there and all that kind of stuff. And there's also a little bit more patience with a small market team as opposed to a team like in LA, where they
less distractions,
where they needed to win as fast as possible. They were rebuilding since 2013, 2012. They were rebuilding since then, so they needed to fast track that. And bringing LeBron there was a first step. Now, if that was a small market team, there'd probably be no chance to bring in LeBron. Probably be no chance to bring in AD. So you have no option but to wait it out with the young core.
Yeah.
And I think if that team was together in let's say OKC, which has roots, that franchise has roots from the San Antonio Spurs, from the management, and even some of the staff. I think that team probably could have stayed together and probably developed, maybe not have Ingram an all-star, D'Lo an all-star, Julius Randle an all-star, maybe not all three of them as all-stars, but they still would have gotten, maybe two of them as all-stars, but they still would have been among, in my opinion, maybe a top 5 team, top 4 team in the Western Conference.
True enough.
Yeah, it's fair.
Just on talent alone.
Yeah, that talent that was there, like you were saying, the culture and the team, the organization, that's huge, because they expect excellence from you right away. right? Like it's almost like playing for Ginebra here, right? Like you're expected to win in a sense. And so whenever you're put into that situation at a young age and you're getting a lot of money and it's in Hollywood and there's all these distractions, there's so much that can happen. But again, like these players would not have developed into what they are now if they didn't leave. And having LeBron there is actually, it's pretty crazy now that we're actually talking about that. I don't know if you let this settle in so much, but you know, whenever you look at the legacy of LeBron and the fact that he is in LA now and he's already won a championship with LA, you know, the end of this guy's career is just going to be ridiculous, right?
It's nuts.
And so that's why I'm excited for this play-in, honestly, to see what he's going to come up with, because, you know, we're watching, you know, this is the next generation of a legend. Towards the end of his career, you can argue, maybe it's still, you know, towards the end of his prime, not necessarily the end of his career, but the dude is still playing, you know, putting up prime numbers, which is unbelievable. You know, I'm excited to see how they play against Golden State. You know, Steph Curry's on another level right now, scoring champ. So congrats to Steph Curry for getting that scoring champ. It's well deserved. And, you know, it's been fun to watch, but it's going to be fun to see these two people battle it out. And I like that it's only one game.
Yeah.
Chris, you remember in the beginning of the season, I asked you if, I think I take this back, but I asked you if Steph had the capability of becoming that guy. And I think you and I were kind of like, we weren't quite sure. Because he had Clay, he had Draymond, they worked in a system, and with Clay gone and him just having like Oubre and Wiggins, he just, like, it makes me wonder, what if he actually turned on this button 5 years ago, like, he'd probably be even crazier now than what he is doing now. Because he just pretty much unlocked it, like, just now, like, pretty much.
No, I think he did have that button. I just think he knew that for the better of the team, you know, he didn't have to do so much, right? For like that, you could sacrifice. Whereas now, for the better of the team, he has to take over. You know, that's why he flipped that switch full time. So, you know, I've seen it, like the skill set has been there for years. Like he's not doing anything now that he wasn't doing years ago. The only difference is now he has to be ultra aggressive. You know, not so much just aggressive to create, but he has to be aggressive in shooting, which is cool. You know, this is Mamba mentality, Steph Curry, that we're seeing right here, which is nice. I like it.
And I think also that like guys like Wiggins, Oubre, I think, I mean, I know they get shit on a lot, but I think they've had actually pretty decent seasons.
You're right.
They're sure. Have they lived up to the expectations for both players? Maybe not. But they really, in my opinion, they really haven't been as bad as some people have you know said that they have been all season long. But they've had moments. They definitely had moments where you're like, what the fuck are these two doing? But But I think overall, they both of them have been relatively solid.
You know what? I think you can relate because you're a Lakers fan and you've been spoiled with championships, and the expectation has been so high, you know. So when the expectation is that high, it's tough to follow. But you're right; those players were underrated in how they've been playing, and you could argue that you know, Wiggins is actually one of the best two-way players in the league right now.
Yeah, I mean,
he's become their new Harrison Barnes, basically, but in a more athletic sense, right? He's embraced that role.
But it's his defense. Like I think he's top 10 in blocks in the league. 10,
which is crazy.
He's really athletic.
Crazy, exactly.
His mother is a I think a Olympian track star.
And
his father used to play in the NBA.
Right? Canadian.
Canadian.
But this knockout game is gonna be crazy. I'm excited. I'm definitely excited.
It's starting Wednesday morning for us.
Well, technically, it's not really a knockout.
Or it's not a knockout.
It's knockout for two teams.
Two teams.
I
mean, it's
play in. Okay, play in game. Just play in game. Yeah, there we go.
So they do have a little room for error, or a
8,
little
9.
a little.
Or what is it, 9, 10?
Well, as long as they don't lose 2 in a row, you know, I mean, they'll be able to survive, right?
It's the Grizzlies and the Spurs that have more.
But 9-10 is considered a knockout game.
Yeah, that was a knockout.
That's a knockout. Yeah.
Isn't it how crazy? Like the Phoenix Suns and the Utah Jazz work so hard to get home court advantage and to be the number 1 and number 2 seed in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
And the reward that they're gonna get is play the Lakers and the fucking Dubs.
Warriors. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Hey, at least you get home court though.
Yeah, they get home court,
Still,
but in a place outside of Utah, in a place that only can house like 5,000 people instead of 20. It's the two. I mean, the Nuggets and the Clips played this so well, man.
Yeah.
The Clips lost like to the 2 worst teams in the league. Like
the Nuggets and Clips played it so well to be like, you know what, we don't want that 1st and 2nd seed. Fuck that. I mean, we know. We know that it's going to be the Dubs and the Lakers in that position, either 7 or 8. It doesn't matter, but we don't want any of that.
Yeah.
But in fairness, you're not taking into consideration that LeBron and AD got hurt.
Yeah.
No one really expects that to happen. So this situation is totally different if the 2 of them are healthy, or at least one of them's healthy for the whole season.
But I mean, going deep into the playoffs is. If you're not 100%, it's tough. It's tough. You know what I mean? It's if
series comes around.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. But before we get into the play-in and we do our playoff picks, congratulations to Kobe, Kevin Garnett, and Tim Duncan. A wonderful speech. I know Jinno retweeted it. Yeah.
Tamika.
Rudy Tomjanovich.
Rudy T. He's the one trying to get Robert Horry into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about that?
Fair argument.
That up.
Patrick Baldwin.
There was a lot of people who said that it's not about how many championship Robert Horry has won, but I was thinking it's the level of shots, the kind of shots he took. Yeah.
See, Aaron and I were talking about this a while ago, and we both believe that it's Rudy T. Deep down in his heart really knows that Horry probably doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. But the only time that somebody is going to talk about Robert Horry in the Hall of Fame was that moment, and Rudy T. said, "Screw it, I'll do it." If you're not going to get into the Hall of Fame, I'm going to put you in my speech, and at the very least, it's there.
Might give you a chance.
Yeah,
it was crazy because like when he was thanking all the Rockets in his speech, I think in the first 4 minutes, he thanked from Hakeem all the way down to Scotty Brooks, right? And I said, wait, he's missing somebody. He even said Carl Herrera. He said like
Mario Ellie,
Sam Cassell,
Mario Ellie.
He's missing somebody. He saved it for the last. I'm like, this guy.
He was missing Robert Horry.
It was fun.
Yeah, like Jinno, you mentioned Tamika Catchings. You know what I mean? That's big. You know what I mean? Wasn't there a photo of her and Kobe?
Yeah, when they were both like 8 years old or something.
Oh my God, that's so crazy. That is crazy. That's wild. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Robert Horry. I just feel that maybe not yet. The inductees that they had was Chris Webber?
Chris Webber is going to be next year.
Paul Pierce?
Ben Wallace.
Yeah.
Paul Pierce, right?
And Chris Webber has never even been to an NBA Finals before.
So wait, I got that. Yeah.
But Chris Webber was a franchise player.
He was a franchise and an all-star.
But I gotta ask though, what are the requirements for the Hall of Fame?
I don't think anybody really knows.
Yeah.
I think everybody always says impact, winning, all that kind of stuff. That's why, I mean, NBA wise, Yao really didn't do that much. Like he was, but it wasn't very long. He was a franchise player, not very long. But his impact to basketball and bringing it as big as it is to Asia, that was one more the reason why. And him in FIBA competitions with China. I mean, I don't think we'll really get a like something that will be like all these qualities that criteria that a player must have in order to get into the Hall of Fame. I think it's just impact, of course, how your career went, and stuff like that. So
that's why it's fair to say that Robert Horry could be there. It is. It really is.
Okay, it's different. I'd say if Robert Horry, this is my take on it. It's different if Robert just cruised with the teams. Like he was there, played defense, but he didn't hit those big shots, and he hit big shots for each of those three teams.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you know, if he wasn't there, would they have won that chip, right? I mean, he was crucial to it.
There is an argument to put him in.
Yeah, there is definitely.
There is an argument
for me.
But I mean, who would you put there? Like, who had a better career, Robert Horry or Chris Bosh?
Robert Horry.
Depends on the scope.
I say Robert Horry. I mean, Chris Bosh had a good career, but I mean, he was killing in Toronto for sure.
Yeah.
But you know, I think LeBron could have won that championship without him.
You think same thing with Kevin Love?
Yeah, actually,
I think it was those big shots of Horry that really, you know, I mean, not everyone can make those shots and the type of shots in a playoff, you know.
Not just once.
Yeah,
not just once.
It's not a lucky shot.
Not just once. You know what I mean? This guy went from one team to another team and another team, and it's consistent hitting game winners. Like,
you know which one I like was the one, the Lakers one, where Kobe tried to shoot, Shaq tried to shoot, and the ball just happened to find its way to him, and he's the one that makes it, right?
That's the one where Weber, was it Weber or was it Vlade that tapped it out?
Vlade tapped it. Vlade tried to punch it down the court.
Yeah, try to kill the time.
And he was right in the right spot.
And like, Robert Horry, just like a dagger. A dagger.
That's the one that people remember the most.
Yes.
The Laker one, right? That's maybe the most impactful, and it wasn't even in the NBA Finals.
Yeah,
it's a broken play.
Yeah, there was a couple in NBA Finals which are like, damn, dude, this guy
against the Knicks. I think he hit one.
Sixers too, I think.
Yeah. He had one against Detroit in the finals, but that wasn't a three. That was a dunk.
Yeah, it was a dunk.
What
about his closeout on Steve Nash? That was a clutch play too. Phoenix fans are gonna hate me for saying that, but it worked out.
Yeah, he's had a lot. Like if there's one dude that was money, definitely Robert Horry.
He's in my Hall of Fame.
All I know is his agent probably just couldn't settle for any team that wasn't championship tier. Like,
yeah, because I mean, you can make an argument, right? Because I mean, Mitch Richmond is in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And if Mitch Richmond is in the Hall of Fame, then Robert Horry should be in the Hall of Fame.
Robert should, yeah.
Definitely. All right, here's some shots that he took. Just 5 shots.
Yeah, against the Pistons.
Oh, Gino's excited. I think Gino's reliving the past.
Big shot, Bob.
We all know what number 1 is, so.
Big shot, Bob.
Man, he's money, man. Like, consistent. You know, there are guys who take game winners and they never get it in. You know what I mean? They miss all the time. Look at this.
And this is the finals. Man. This is the NBA Finals.
NBA Finals.
This
was one of the most evenly matched, I think, NBA Finals I've ever seen. It was kind of boring, but both teams were pretty.
Was it? It was very boring. Yeah, Pistons versus
I
San
fell asleep on game
Super
6. Okay?
fundamental.
I fell asleep on game 6. I was just like,
There wasn't that many dunks.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that finals.
Here's your
for people
team.
who love fundamental basketball, this is against the Jazz.
This is one of the first ones.
Hesitation.
I know, against the Suns. Sorry, Suns Jazz game.
I think this was a Jazz.
Yeah, Jazz. Karl Malone, Stockton.
Oh no, that was
Magic.
Orlando.
Oh,
Orlando.
that's an
Orlando.
Antoine Carr was on him with his shades.
That's in the finals. That was one of his first ones.
No. This wasn't again the finals. It was
It was a regular season?
Western Championship. Western Conference Finals.
Western Conference.
Which one? Against the
Against
Magic?
the Jazz. Against the Jazz.
I thought it was Orlando.
That was Orlando.
No, that was the Jazz. Antoine Carr.
No,
Wasn't
I
it
think
Orlando? I thought
That was
Orlando.
Orlando?
Yeah, Horace
Oh,
Grant.
that was Horace Grant. My bad.
Horace
Shit.
Grant. That was
Horace
Horace
Look
Grant.
the same. I'm not used to watching these old games anymore.
That was the dribble pull up.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, against
Oh,
Portland.
man.
Against Portland. I remember this one.
Oh no. Oh.
Right on the corner.
Don't help off the corner shooter.
Oh man.
It's like Ariza's sweet spot.
What's funny about that is that you see in the corner, like Damon Stoudemire is trying to yell at him
Yeah.
from the bench.
Look at that. They even doubled Kobe with Ruben Patterson and Derek Anderson.
Who's the guy in the suit? Is that Bonzi Wells in the suit?
Yeah, he was probably injured, I think, that series. They even had Rashid. Yeah, this is the one.
This one.
Number
this
one.
That's of course number one.
Vlad, they probably should have been like, man, I should have stopped it out of bounds.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Bloody.
Boom.
Look over, like, boo.
Oh, damn.
That's crazy.
That's
If you showed us any Sacramento
That's so
Kings fan,
crazy.
you break their heart every time.
Yeah.
This is like, this is their misery.
yeah.
Every Sacramento Kings fan is their misery.
Nasty.
But not the
That's-
burst Robert Horry's bubble, but Ray Allen's final shot is still the craziest
Oh, it was crazy.
3-point clutch
so?
shot I've ever seen in my
For me,
life.
I
I
like
think
the Mike Miller one.
I think
without the
Kawhi-
shoe.
They were gonna lose. They
I
were
think-
gonna lose.
They were gonna lose. They were gonna lose.
I think Kawhi
The
shot.
Spurs were gonna be undefeated
Yeah, I think Kawhi shot
against Embiid.
Embiid. Yeah, I think that was definitely for me. Just because Embiid, you know, what I mean, just wanted to. He hated the Raptors. You know, he hates Toronto.
Yeah.
I mean, he had so much shit to say.
Was
And,
was that better than Kyrie's three?
Kyrie's three was
Against the
over Curry?
Warriors.
Over Curry?
Right.
Um,
Kyrie's three in the finals in Game 7? I think that's
Game 7 down 3-1.
yeah.
down.
Yeah.
3-1.
Yeah. You're right, actually.
That's
tough.
actually a great shot.
I think
man.
Kyrie
Completely
shot
forgot
in
about
the
that.
Kyrie shot in the finals, down 3-1,
Yeah.
Game 7, tie the game.
Yeah. Well,
you might have
Ray
just
Allen
changed
was
my
great.
mind.
Ray Allen's was they were right. Chris is right. They
You're
were
right.
about to lose that game.
They were about to lose. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I go with
But
Curry.
down 3-1, that shot, yeah,
Yeah.
that's you're right.
I go Curry. Yeah. Kyrie over Curry, and then maybe
Curry's
the
was nice, too.
Ray Allen. Yeah, and then Ray.
What
Allen.
about the Dame time shot over playoff P?
I think that was too early in the playoffs.
Yeah,
that was like in the first round.
that was the first round. So I mean, Dame will always hit those shots anyways, but it's
Yeah.
different when you're in the championship games. You know what I mean? And
Finals, yeah.
finals, it's different. You know, not that
True.
I played.
KD had a nice one.
Not that I've played, but I mean, it's just different, man. When you're playing, and it's the crowd, and you're down already in the series, like you're supposed to lose. All right. Let's move into the play-in tournament and find out who our picks. So we can write this down and immortalize this
Immortalize it.
on Facebook and social media. All right, here we go. Play-in tournament, Western
Yeah, I have mine
Conference.
written down.
Let's do. Okay. Javier, and then Jinno, and then Chris.
Okay, so how are we gonna do this?
Play-in tournament for Western Conference. Who do you have?
Okay, Western Conference, right?
Yeah.
So I'm definitely picking. I think the Warriors are gonna get lucky, and they're gonna get 7, and the Lakers are gonna get 8.
Okay, so
So
you think
who wins? Memphis or San Antonio? Who do the Lakers play?
So if I say GSW wins this game, I think Memphis will beat San Antonio, and the Lakers will beat Memphis and get the 8th spot and play Utah. That'll be so epic. Imagine if the Lakers become the first 8th seed to win the championship. Like, holy shit, man! Like, that'll be so epic in Lakers history. Holy cow!
so?
8th seed.
So it's Memphis defeating San Antonio, then Memphis versus LA.
Versus LA. Yeah.
Okay.
And then LA just beats them to pulp.
Okay, so
I could be wrong, like they could stifle Steph Curry and force the Warriors to play Memphis.
So who do you pick from Phoenix?
The East.
Phoenix.
Okay.
Let's get all your picks. Phoenix versus.
Okay, all my picks. So Phoenix will play the Warriors, right? Do we have to say in how many games or just who wins?
Who
Do we
wins?
say like Phoenix and 5? Okay, Phoenix will beat the Warriors.
Okay.
Lakers, I think, will upset the Jazz. Denver will beat Portland. And Clippers will beat Dallas. Do you want to do just this round first, and then next episode we go semis? So there's more suspense.
Yeah. Well, I mean that, and then we don't really know who the 7, 8 seed is yet. So
we just stick to the first round.
I think actually stick to the play-in because
to the play-ins, yeah.
Okay.
Will the first round start before the next episode?
It will, but I mean, if people get the play-in wrong, then the first round becomes useless.
Yeah, it becomes nil, right?
All right, so play-in, Jinno. For
Lakers beat Golden State.
Lakers beat.
So Lakers are gonna be 7.
Okay.
Memphis beat San Antonio but lose to Dubs. So LA 7, Golden State 8.
Okay. So San Antonio will beat Memphis, you say?
No.
Memphis.
Oh,
Memphis will beat San Antonio.
Okay, and then you feel that Golden State will win over Memphis?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Chris.
I'm going with the double upset. I think San Antonio is going to beat Memphis, and then I think Golden State is actually going to come out and beat LA, because I don't think LA has, I don't want to say they're not ready, but I just seen them go through some really bad slumps. Golden State has too, but they're playing really well right now. So LA is usually a team that really adjusts well, and seeing that this is just one game, that's why I think Golden State can pull it off.
And who do you think is going to win from LA versus San Antonio?
LA, definitely LA. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm.
That would be crazy. Wait, has a 7th seed ever won a championship?
No,
the
lower
6th is the
than a
lowest.
third. Was it the
6th?
So no 7 or 8.
6th seed?
6th seed is the lowest to win the champ. It was the Rockets in '95 against Orlando.
Damn. Okay.
The Rockets
either way,
beat the 3rd, the 2nd, and the 1st seed to go to the finals, and Orlando was the 1st seed in the East. So they beat 3-2-1-1. It was crazy.
if LeBron pulls this off,
This will be his most epic NBA finals.
If he can pull this off, man, I hope he does. So his card goes up in value.
Facts. Top Shot too.
Yeah. Okay. I'm picking Memphis to beat San Antonio. San Antonio to lose to Golden State. And yeah, it'll be Utah versus Golden State and Phoenix versus the Lakers.
So you picked the same as me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's our play-in tournament picks. We'll find out starting is it Tuesday?
For the West.
So for the West, we still got to do the East.
Yeah. That's for the West. All right. Okay, Javier.
Okay, for the East, I had it written down just so I don't forget. So, okay. So I think, based on what I predict, that the Celtics will win the play-in against the Wiz.
Who will win?
The Celtics.
Celtics will beat
the Wizards, and the Pacers will beat the Hornets.
The Pacers.
And I think the Wizards will beat the Pacers and get the 8th seed. Unless O'Shea Brissett becomes like the next TJ Warren. Dude, he was playing for you guys last year, Tony.
He was.
O'Shea Brissett. Syracuse guy.
Okay. So you feel that in the end it'll be Charlotte versus the Wizards, right?
No. Pacers versus the Wizards. I think Indiana will beat the Hornets.
Oh yeah, Indiana will beat the Hornets. So Indiana moves to
play the Wizards, and then the Wizards will beat them. Take the 8th spot.
So Indiana plays Wizards, and the Wizards
beat them and get the 8th spot.
So Wizards get the 8th. And Boston is out?
No, Boston gets a 7th spot. 7th spot.
Okay. All right. So Wizards 8, Boston 7. Jinno.
Washington 7.
Nice. I like how we're all doing different combinations.
Washington 7. Indiana beats Charlotte. And then Boston beats Indiana.
Interesting.
I like all the different combos.
Okay, hold on. So Indiana, Charlotte. So you think that Indiana will beat Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
And then Boston will beat Washington?
No, Washington beats Boston.
Oh, Washington. Okay. And so it's going to be Boston versus Indiana.
Indiana.
The bonus.
Boston wins.
And Boston wins. So that will make Indiana so Washington is 7th. And
okay. Washington is 7, Boston is 8.
Boston is 8. Okay. All right, Chris.
Yeah, I got the same result. Washington is 7, Boston is 8, but I have Charlotte beating Indiana.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
I like how none of us did the same. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Charlotte
I want to see LaMelo.
LaMelo and Rozier.
Mhm.
It's awesome.
So Charlotte will face
Boston.
Boston.
Boston wins.
Damn. Okay.
I always think Boston should have kept Rozier instead of getting Kemba.
Should have kept Tice.
Yeah.
Even though Williams he's going to be good. It's just they're not going to win with him now.
Yeah. He's still project.
Work in progress.
Yeah.
So
In the
Washington
process too.
gets 7th
I'm
spot,
Lord.
and
Yep.
Boston gets 8.
Gets it. Yep.
Okay. So for my picks, I'm picking Charlotte. And so it's gonna be Charlotte versus with all the injuries, man. I think Washington can pull it off. But I think Washington will beat Boston. So
you got Charlotte and Boston.
Yeah, Charlotte, Boston, and I think it's going to be Charlotte.
Whew.
I'm going with Charlotte.
Wow.
Hey.
Wow, nice one, Tones.
I think
Rocking with LaMelo.
I think Jaylen Brown's a huge loss in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's not coming back.
True.
Right?
Definitely.
So yeah, those are our picks. All right. Good luck to us. The winner.
It's actually fun.
So far, the belt. Jinno has the belt from last week.
Yeah.
He refused to do any games. He logged out before.
Hey, I'll donate a free Top Shot moment to the winner. How about
Oh, wow.
All right.
Wow.
I could do that. We'll donate
wow.
an NBA Top Shot moment. It could be a player of your favorite team. Let's say that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean Tate.
Yo, Jinno, why don't you ask for the Series 1?
No, I just said it's a player. I didn't say what moment.
What moment? Yeah, it could be like a turnover.
You can get a $5 player for sure.
Yeah.
Series 1, Jinno, whatever it is.
Jared Dudley.
Does he even have
Danny
a moment?
Green.
I don't think he
Hey,
has.
actually, the
McKinney,
moment I want, the Lakers moment I want is actually Rondo. That's the moment I want. The Rondo playoff moment, assist to LeBron, and it's his Top Shot debut. That's why. So
Nice.
it's pretty cool. But it's going for like I think $500 right now.
Wow.
Dang,
Crazy
price, huh?
when he retires, imagine.
Yeah.
It's
Crazy.
definitely going on.
All right, we're good.
All right.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. It's The Fan Asia. It's on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And it's brought to you by podmetrics.co. Use the referral code The Fan. That's one word, uppercase, so you can monetize your podcast anywhere around the world. And how can guys get in touch with you guys and follow you on your socials? Chris.
Yep. Instagram, Twitter at New11New, and Chris Newsome on Facebook.
Jinno.
JINNO, that's on all social media platforms.
Javier.
Instagram, Decipher25, Twitter, Decipher_25.
All right. And you can follow me at DJ TONY. And we are out of here. We'll see you next week. And good luck to all of us. Tuesday, right? Tuesday? Is it Tuesday?
Tuesday for you, Tony. Wednesday morning for
Wednesday
us.
For us. Yeah.
Okay, Wednesday.
For the play-in.
So
It'll be fun, though.
The first.
Grab your popcorn.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we got practice 9 a.m. though. That's
Oh, damn.
ooh. But I'll watch the replays for sure.
Okay.
I'll try to watch.
So it's 6:30 in the morning for the first game
Pacific
on
time.
Wednesday morning for you guys. Hornets versus the Pacers, and 9 a.m. On right after. So followed by Wizards versus the Celtics.
Wizards and the Celtics. That's gonna be a great game.
So yeah,
Nice.
we'll see.
I think the Western games are in the next day, right? Don's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday for Tourney. Thursday for us.
Thursday for you guys. The following.
I think the Lakers is the later game. The Lakers Warriors because of Pacific
Of
time.
course. And it's prime time.
And that's prime time. Dude, that's gonna have that's gonna be probably the highest rated play-in game for a long time. You have Steph Curry and LeBron.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They have history together, you know.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild.
Yeah. I want to get the top shot of him lifting up his shirt, Steph Curry.
I bet you it's gonna be allowed too.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they should actually do one with the Baron Davis one too, when he lifted his jersey up.
Yeah, that was sick.
All right, guys. Take care. Have a good weekend.
Right.
All right.
Peace out, man.
Y'all
Stay
too.
safe.
Peace.
Good night.